Welcome to the Matt Beck Podcast. Woke up this way. He's got a lot of cool stuff he's gonna show you today. The latest news, industry topics, and business tips. For all hairstylists and salon owners, it's time to flip the script. Grab your precision scissors, barber combs, and swivel twist razors. Let's cut a bob, a quick shag pixie cut with a little bit of flavor. Check out the live classes, product reviews, let's rock on. Don't forget to check out freesaloneducation.com. I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I woke up this way.
What's up, guys? Welcome to today's class. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Feels good to be back. I love seeing all of you guys logging in on the chat. Feels like old days, even though it really hasn't been that long, right? But what's up, Kristen? Good to see you. Lynn, Glennis, Adele, all the OGs already in the chat. Roxy, what's up? Harsha, Sweeta, Rita. Good to see you guys. All right, cool. So what I want you guys to do today, we're going to do some hair cutting together. Super excited about that. I want you to share in any social platform that you're on. Just hit that share button for me. These are free classes. Obviously, they'll always be free. But the way that you pay is just sharing away, please, if you could do that for me. Hello to everybody. If you guys know the drill. If you're an OG, type OG in the chat so I know that you've been with me for a long time. We're at episode 51 since this pandemic started. Since we got quarantined to our house in March, we've done 51 live classes. So that's a lot of education. So type OG if you've been with me that long. Also, if you're new to this show, if you've never seen this show before, type new in the chat as well. The more new people I see, the better I'm gonna do. I gotta prove to you guys that it's worth taking your time out of your day to watch. Happy Monday to you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying. Maybe it's your day off, maybe it's not. Let me know that in the chat as well. Hope you're enjoying your day. And the last thing I want to say is that this class or this podcast, live class, whatever you want to call it, is brought to you by my friends at minervabeauty.com. Check out Minerva Beauty for any of your salon equipment needs. So if you guys are looking to redo parts of your salon or you just need to refresh a couple things, check out Minerva Beauty. They redid my whole salon. It looks beautiful. I'll go to salongratitude.com. You can see what the salon looks like, but beautiful. They got great prices, which is the most important thing, but the best quality product, and a lot of it is in stock, ready to ship. So go check them out, minervabeauty.com. They also just redid their website, so it looks super cool. So make sure you go check them out. Let's see. Love being here. Cool. Not new, not an OG, in between. I like it. Let's see. Can you say my name? I would. How about I just share? Because I have, sorry, but I don't know how to pronounce that name, but it's a cool looking name. And I don't want to butcher it, which is basically what I would do. Let's see. Catherine, welcome. Glad to see some newbies on here. Hopefully you'll turn into OGs one of these days. 5:15 in the UK. So we got 5:15 in the UK. We got Jess on here who's in Australia. And I did see in the chat you guys were going back and forth about opening and closing. I know that we're all worried about that. I'm obviously worried about that as well. Blaine, is that how you pronounce it, really? Cool. So I know a lot of you guys have been worried about it. I'm obviously worried about it as a salon owner as well. We've only been open up for a few weeks. Looks like everything's kind of shifting back, pulling back a little bit. California closed down again. But I did see that they're trying to pass outdoor services, which will be interesting. So let me know. Are you guys still open? Let me know in the chat. I'd like to see that. As much as I want this to be a haircutting class, I also want this to be a conversation as well. So you guys have any questions, post those. I think I saw that Jess was closed down again in Australia. So I could be wrong, but I think I saw her say that. So there we go. If you guys have questions, somebody was posting that. If you guys have questions, type Q and put your question. A large queue, because what happens is I see a chat and it's just kind of flying through. All of you guys writing on all these different social platforms, Facebook, YouTube, all of that. So as I see it go through, if I see a big queue, then I know it's a question and I can go back to it, reference it. It's just easy to find. So let me know. All right, cool. Closed small salon in my home. Okay, sorry to hear that. Tennessee is still open. Open in Iowa. Let's see. A lot of love from Jamaica. Faze, thank you. San Diego shut down. Mass still open. That's kind of what it looks like, guys. So it looks like West Coast is kind of slowly shutting down again. And who knows? Everybody's got to be careful. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Whether you think it helps or not, let's just test it out and see. All right. Hi from Morocco. What's up? Still open in PA. That's right, Kristen. So far. Lockdown again. Savarna. Let's see, Jess. It's a big comment. I'm gonna put it over my face. But it's a city. I live in the country. We are safe. Been open for 2 weeks, but we are closed again soon. All right. Well, good luck to everyone. Shrink that stuff down a little bit. There we go. All right. So, love doing hair. It's my life. Very cool. All right. So, I should get to cutting hair because that's why you guys are here. I know you're not here to watch me read comments, but that's what it's all about. And when I start cutting hair, I can't see your comments as well. So, I like to catch up. Also, I did one podcast last week. I interviewed the owner of Lanza Hair Care. That was really fun. It was fun to talk to him, but I didn't do any hair on here last week. So, excited to be back here doing that today. Also, I'm recording the show a little bit different now, and you guys won't know that on your end, but you might notice it because I'm going to do a lot more close-up hand shots during the haircut because I'm recording that part so I can cut it into a smaller tutorial for YouTube as well. So you don't just have to watch these long classes. These long classes will be all about us connecting together, talking to each other, you know, building a community, but then I'll cut it up and reshare it into a short, probably 10-minute version so you guys can watch it later. Also, you might have noticed, but I'm holding this super cool comb, and this comb doesn't need much introduction at this point. It's the 339 comb, but there's a Pride version that we have on our website right now, Shop FSE. You guys are getting an exclusive notice about this. I was gonna make a post, but I know they're gonna sell out right away. So I figured I would share it with you guys. They're limited edition Pride YS Park 339. So I think they're on the site now. If they're not, they're gonna be soon. But check it out if you want to get one. They're limited edition. They're more expensive than a regular 339. We couldn't control that. They set the prices, but it's cool. It's super cool. So definitely one of my favorites at this point. All right. So, and maybe possibly give one away on Friday. We'll see this week. All right, guys, cool. So let's get into the cut. So today I want to talk to you guys about the haircut, what we're going to be doing. We're going to do short hair cutting, and I did kind of title this class a faster, better way to cut short hair. Basically what that means is I'm going to go over multiple ways to cut each part of the haircut. So I want to share with you guys simple sectioning, simple techniques that can all kind of be put together to create more success. Because some people can cut short hair and they can cut it faster in their hands. Some people cut it faster with a clipper. Some people cut it faster with a razor. So I want to share with you guys the multiple different ways that you can go about it. Cool. All right. You giving that away? Laugh out loud. I'm going to. I actually will give it away as long as we don't sell out today after I just said that. But if I still have any left on Friday, we'll do a giveaway. Let's see. Okay, very cool. All right. North Carolina, Michelle, what's up? Good to see you. All right, guys, here we go. So we got the mannequin over here. Let me make sure we're in focus. Spin her around. And remember, if you guys have questions during this, just hit Q and type your question so that way I know that you're asking a question. All right, so I'm gonna start off. There's gonna be a few different pieces to the sectioning of this haircut. So I'm gonna grab a few clips here. And we're gonna start off, we're gonna take our first parting straight down the center. And all I have to really do is go back to the crown because there's no need to to go all the way through yet because we're not sectioning down the back of the head. What I really want to work on is getting a symmetrical triangle in the very front forehead area, or fringe area, if you want to call it that. So I've got my center parting here, and then let me switch to the overhead. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and comb everything forward, like this, kind of diagonal forward, and then I'm going to take from right where the head starts to round off. So right about that point, I'm going to take the hair and I'm going to part it down to the edge of the recession point. So I'm going a little far. Here we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to switch to that angle and I'll share that with you guys. So like that. And I'll do the other side first and then we'll go back and I'll show you the front angle. So just like that. So we're creating a nice symmetrical triangle in the very front of the head. There we go. I'm going to braid this a bit. Just get it nice and tight. Check out those braiding skills. Whoa, whoa. Just like that. If she was real, I would probably clip that away, but she's not, so it's fine. Okay, now, next thing that we're going to do here is I'm going to draw a line from the crown of the head here all the way around to the front, right at that temple area again. So, not temple area, the recession point. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. So I want to get a better shot of this. There we go. Johnny, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I need to have you in this studio is what I need. You come to the studio, I'll get you one of these combs. Just kidding. I'll get you one. Talk to Christina. She's got the lock and key on it. I only get one. All right. We section down. And then from the crown all the way around to the corner here. It's going to be our next triangle. There we go. Go. I'm going to twist that up nice and tight so you guys can really see the section. How's everybody feeling? Did you have a good weekend? If you had a good weekend, type good. If you had a bad weekend, hopefully we're making things better now. Starting off the week strong. I got to watch my son play lacrosse all weekend. It's the best. All right, same thing on this side. I'll comb that straight up in the air. So when you want to make a nice clean section, one of the key things I like to think about is just combing it straight out like I would a ponytail, right? If you were going to put a ponytail in it, and then I just twist it nice and tight at the root and just keep twisting until it starts to twist into itself, and then I wrap it around and around. Some of you guys know this already, some of you guys don't. So it's a good day for those of you that don't, and it's a repeat day for those of you that do. I just slide the clip in, holds it nice and tight, but keeps everything nice and clean, and you can see how those sections stay separated in there. All right, so last thing that we're gonna do here, let me go pop it back to this angle. So I want to take out the temple area. So I'm just gonna take a nice square section out of the temple right here. So I wanna take that out. That's going to be a disconnect that we're going to play around with later. So I'll go here. So it's going to go just behind the ear. I'll grab this hair, comb it out like that, and then I'm going to braid that off as well. For me, when you want to cut hair faster, I spend a lot more time in the sectioning part of it, the planning part of it, than I do the actual cut. The cut happens pretty quick, but you got to get the plan down first. If you just go into it, start chopping away, then you make mistakes, and then you spend a lot of time redirecting, recreating what you didn't do in the first place. So just make sure that you plan everything out. Go here. Here we go. So it's just taking a little rectangle section out of the temple area. And to be completely honest with you guys, this doesn't have to be like perfect on both sides, because we're going to cut into it later, probably with a razor would be most likely, maybe some slide cutting into it. So it's really going to be kind of a freedom feel to those two disconnections. So, all right, so we got all that sectioned away. That's right, Johnny. That's right. Is your watch charged today? Jess, yes, it is. I moved my charger. Now it's close. Look, proof. I moved it closer to where I sleep. Should have done that like a year ago. All right, that's the sectioning. Pretty simple. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a parting straight down the center back here. Tilt her forward. Straight down center back. Comb it all forward, just like that. So in the salon, I like to work with, let me go here. So in the salon, I like to work with necessary sectioning, right? But I don't like to over section. So if there are certain parts where I don't have to, I won't, because I don't want to spend too much time sectioning hair. So I spend the necessary amount of time. I create those disconnections that you guys saw, and then I create the top sections that I need. But the rest of it, I can kind of base it on what I know about the head shape and how I'm working through it. So don't get too caught up in having to section everything. There are some people in the salon that don't section at all. Depending on the haircut, that could be me too. But in a lot of cases, I do section off certain areas to make it work for me. All right. Okay. Okay, my wife doesn't cut hair. She doesn't cut hair yet. Not at this point. She can color hair really well, but she doesn't cut it. All right. All right, cool. So here we go. Let's get back into it. So let me see if this is going to be the best. Yep, that's going to be a good angle. So let me zoom in. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take diagonal partings. I want to clean this up a little bit because, again, like I said to you guys, I'm making this a tutorial video as well. So just want to make sure everything's cleaner than normal. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work diagonal partings all the way through. Now, what I want to focus on, and what a lot of people don't think about, is the fact that this head shape, as I come around the head here, starts to curve up as well as around, right? So because it curves up, the hair gets heavier, and as I'm pulling the hair and cutting it, it gets heavier and heavier up in this area. I like that because I want to build a little bit of weight in the crown area, but I have to be aware of it, otherwise it'll be too heavy, too stacked in the back, okay? So as we work through this haircut, I'll talk about that, and you'll notice some shifts that I make as I work my way around the head. And what we're going to do is we're going to do diagonal forward, and we're going to cut with the head shape pretty much all the way around, and then we're going to start over directing back as we get to the side. Okay? Here we go. Today's episode 51 because my interview was episode 50. So we're on 51 today. All right, here we go. I don't love this angle. Hope they don't get in the way here. All right. So Just like that. I'm gonna comb it back into my hand. I gotta turn it a little bit, otherwise I'm gonna get in the way. There we go. All right, so straight back like that. And I'm gonna work straight down to the nape. Now, here's the big thing, guys. I'm working, there's gonna be less tension in here, and there's gonna be a little extra length towards the bottom for some of you guys, and it's okay because we'll go through, do the outer perimeter like we always talk about at the very end. So don't worry about that. So now, come through. That's the biggest thing, there's the lighting. Just like that. I'm gonna bring it over to the previous. Follow my line down. So now I'm going to only go into about half of that. So diagonal forward parting, bring it back, but pretty much straight out from where it lives. Now notice the head shape's starting to go away already. So this hair is longer than that hair down there. If this hair is longer, it's going to start stacking, getting heavy. So just be aware of that, because as of right now, it's okay. I want it to start stacking at that point, but I don't want all of it to stack right there because it would be way too heavy at the end. Go. So now it's getting even further up the head. So I'll just start to elevate slightly at the very beginning, and then I'll drop a little bit as I cut lower. There we go. That's good. Yeah, you guys can see there. So a little higher in the elevation. Then I'll drop. My over direction is just slightly back to the guide, but not over directing too far back, because then that starts to push length towards the front, and I don't want too much length in the front at this point. You'll start to see the shape come into life a little bit in a minute. All right, so going through, elevate high, cut, drop the elevation, through. Go. Thanks, Gary. So when we talk about cutting past the second knuckle, right? There's a couple things I want you guys to understand. This part here, the second knuckle rule is because as I'm cutting and I'm holding hair in my hand, the tension right here, there isn't any, because in between my two fingers right here, there's a gap. It's nice and tight here, but then when you get past second knuckle, it's a gap. So you can't hold the hair tight. So when you go to cut a line, it's nice and tight. Oh, coming back. So when you go to cut a line, it's nice and tight here, but then as soon as you get to that second knuckle, it's loose. So you don't get the same tension in your fingers, so you don't get a good line. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll cut past my second knuckle, but then I always recomb and then cut again. I recomb, slide my hand down, cut again. So you may see me cut past my second knuckle, but it's not the permanent line. Okay, so here, now I'm over directing this top back a little bit. I'm actually gonna go to top angle here. So I take diagonal forward parting and I bring it back. And instead of going over on top of that section, I'm actually gonna over direct it back slightly for this top portion, right? So the top portion I cut, but then I slide down and then come over top of the section. So I'm playing around with over direction a little bit because I need it to do something different on top of the head than I do towards the bottom, right? So now I'm building up weight here in the back and I'm taking away weight from the bottom. All right, back to this. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. Keep combing into my disconnect. So again, diagonal forward. Still good all the way through. So I over direct it back to give myself a little extra length. But then I'll quickly dive in. So I recomb. Recomb and shift my finger angle to move in towards the head. Now this is longer obviously than the back, but I don't want it to get too long and it's gonna play into this disconnection underneath. So you'll see the buildup of weight. See that? That shape that's happening right there? That's from over directing back, then tucking in. Okay. Here. All right, all right. So bringing this back here and up, cut it, and then I'll tuck. This is the part that's gonna be a little weird. Oh, can't drop the only comb in existence. I'm just kidding. All right. That wasn't CDC compliant right there. So now I'll tuck it. You even saw me cut that corner off a little bit because sometimes you don't need all that extra length. That's looking good. All right, still going through here. Now we're above the disconnect. So what's happening above the disconnect is coming back. A little bit of length. Then drop it down. Cut it. Now we're getting that angle there. Same thing here. Back. This is really mostly tucked. And down. Tuck it in. So basically what I'm trying to do is get that angle and then remove some of that length. So over direct it back, cut it, remove some of the length. All right, that's where we're at so far. We've got our disconnect here that we're gonna cut into later. It looks weird now. You can see it. I like to cut into that dry. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm gonna do this quicker. So if you guys have questions, type Q. I can see your questions pretty good from here. This side of the head. All right, I'm gonna go all the way down on the. All right, if you guys have questions, type Q, put your question. So Q and question. As I cut through, I made your question or your comments a little bigger so I can see them as I'm working. Nothing like two things at once here, right? Lauren, thank you. See your comment. Appreciate that. Glad you guys are learning. I'll redo that section. This is Donald Scott Prepare. We sell it on our website. It's a cutting lotion. It's great for razoring because it keeps the hair nice and healthy, but also if you're looking for a cutting lotion, something that helps keep the hair separated but healthy at the same time, this is really great stuff. All right. So biggest difference here is my finger will be pointing down. I see the old section. We're going to cut through. What kind of cut is this? So I would call this a shaggy or pixie, right? Because a lot of us would consider a pixie cut super short, right? This is longer, and it's going to have a textured feel to it at the end. So that's why I would call it more of like a shag pixie. I also want to make a versatile kind of top. That's why I did a symmetrical triangle in the front, so that I could have it. They could either wear it as a center parting or they could wear it as a side parting, their preference. So that's what I would say if we had to title this cut. That's what it would be. Now, no, if you wanted to, if you're faster with a clipper, you could do this diagonal forward clipper over comb, and it would be fine. It would be a little more manufactured, not as much texture, but you could always go in and texturize it at the end as well. So don't be afraid of that. And what else? And I'm also going to show you guys how to do this disconnect over here without actually having the disconnect. So mostly because I combed it out, but also because in the salon, sometimes you don't have to section, and I don't want people to think they have to, as long as you're aware of where you're at. But if you're just starting out cutting hair, it's really good to section everything out and know exactly where you are on the head and have your plan. All right, so we're just following the head shape here. Cutting down. All right, is it also, so a couple questions here. Get some, what we got? We got Alice. Is this good for, sorry, I keep stepping in front of the camera. Is this also good for thick, coarse hair? Yes. Sorry, my microphone's messed up. Yeah, it's totally good for thick, coarse hair. I would say that this is a great haircut for that, especially because we're removing so much weight in here. We're having this disconnect, so we can always play around with that, whether it was thick or fine. So I would say this is a pretty versatile cut. Now, I never think it's one cut fits all, so obviously adjust your technique a little bit. Maybe you would remove a little extra weight than I am now. Oh, look at that. That guy escaped. You got to find where he came from. You don't just cut him off. All right. So now we're working on top of the head here, guys. So like I said before, also being aware of where I want that disconnect to happen. So I'm going to over direct back and cut here. And then when I take this section, I'm then going to go over top and finger angle towards the face. So I shift that finger angle in and down. So weight, shift it in and down. All right, same thing here. So now we got to behind the ear. That's where I want this disconnect to start. So now I'm aware that my next section has to have a disconnect in it. Back, elevate up, cut, recomb, shift, finger angle in, down, connect those 2 points. You have a longest point right there, meets. There you go. So now, I go here, there's my disconnect. So now I can take my parting and grab a little bit of hair, bring it back to me. Cut high. Drop in. shift your finger angle. Same thing. Sorry guys, I didn't realize it was going out of focus here. It's my first time. There we go. Bring it back. Just like that. Elevate it up. Cut to match. Then shift your finger angle down to remove some of that length. So you'll see all that length that happens from elevating and over directing. So now I just bring it down and I cut my line. So same thing, last one, bring it back. Got my disconnect under here. Bring it back to me, elevate it up, cut, remove weight from elevation, drop, create your line. There's that. Now, see where we're at. Pretty good. Okay, cool. So now we've got crazy wings on the sides of the head, and this is where everybody would call it a Karen haircut, and then on YouTube, and then we move on. I'm just kidding. Actually, that's true. They would definitely say that. So we're going to go through, and I'm going to cut those wings off at the end, but you can see the line that we've created, the weight that we've put into the back of this cut. It's all kind of coming together, but it's not together yet. All right, here we go. All right, cool. Kristen, good call. Let's see. Is your salon fully open? Salon is open. Let me see here. Salon is open, but at limited capacity. So we can't double book clients or anything like that, but we are opened up. So how do you decide where to section? Melissa, that's a great question. So basically what I do is when I map out the haircut, I think about, let's see if I can, I'll go here. So let's take these two sections, for instance, right here. So the way that I kind of figure things out is I want to have, I wanted to create some layering on top of the head. I knew I wanted to play with the shape of the head on the sides and have that kind of angle coming forward. So what I did was create diagonal forward partings. These two little pieces that what I want to do is over direct them back, cut them to match up with the rest of the haircut. And then I sectioned out the fringe so that I could go through and decide what I wanted to do with the fringe at the end. So that's the real basic part of the sectioning. And then when you look at the disconnect part right here, the disconnect, what I want is, I knew that this was going to come through and have kind of some movement and cool feeling to it. But what I wanted to do is at the end, be able to go through slide cut to decide what length I want this to be. So a lot of times when I do a disconnect shim, it's more, for me, what length do I want at the end? I don't know till I get it dry. So then I can go in at the end and cut it dry. This is kind of an inspiration from an Angus Mitchell haircut that I learned a long, long time ago through Paul Mitchell, where he did these disconnects on the side. And I've used it kind of ever since, because when you're cutting short hair, you never know what you want this temple area to look like until you really see it on their face. So I like to have that room to play around at the end. All right, so now we're gonna go through and I'm gonna cut the top sections. Let's see here. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Kind of show the top of the head, but then also show you guys from the top view. All right, here we go. So I take out one triangle. Now, if you wanted to do this faster and they don't have a ton of hair, you could literally take this top section, grab your guide from the side here, and match it up. Just like this, straight up in the air. I'll show you where that guide is. The guide's right there underneath, all the way across. You could literally change your finger angle to go short to long, which I'll show you on the side view. Actually, we're gonna cut it like that because I want you guys to see this result and trust a little condensed cutting sometimes. because condensed cutting saves a lot of time in the salon. And because we are at limited capacity, it's good to do a little bit of quicker things if we can while we're working. So high elevation means no weight. So I'm elevating this up as high as I can. And then also changing my finger angle from short to long is going to create length in the front. So it's going to push that length forward and shorten it in the back. Okay? Now here. All right, here we go. So I elevate it up towards the center of the head. And I'm going to point cut from my guide up. Just like that. Now, I'm cutting past my second knuckle, but if you guys understand the rule, I'm cutting a textured line now, so I don't care if it has a little less tension. So now, I got my short to long line. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Over direct it up, grab my guide from here. That. Pull it up into the hair. Pull it towards the center a little bit. Just pushing a little extra length. And then I'm going short to long again. I'm going to recomb a little bit. I want to take a little extra length off this. Is that making sense to everybody? Type yes in the chat if it is. All right, fun stuff. This is where you're going to start to see it getting shaggy and the shag cut unfolding a little bit. Cool. All right. So now I need to cut the fringe, and then we're pretty much good to blow dry at that point. So I'm going to use a tool called the carving comb, right? Use this a lot. I sell it on the website, Shop FSE. So if you're looking for a tool, shopfse.com. It's $39. You got a 100% cutting side and a 50% cutting side. So if you want to just take out a little weight, you can run the 50% cutting side through. You can hold out a section and run 50% cutting side through and just take out 50% of the hair. Or you can go 100% and cut lines, right? Pretty cool. So it's a double bladed tool. We've got a wide tooth version, and then we've got a fine tooth version as well. So you can see the differences there. Wide tooth, fine tooth. The other cool thing about this tool is that if you wanted to have 3 tools at once in your hand, you have your comb. So you can comb the hair, you can cut with scissors, or you can switch and cut with your razor too. So you have all of those tools in one as you're working. So it's pretty cool. All right. Today we're just gonna use the wide tooth version. I'm gonna comb out and I'm gonna make the decision. I want this to be a versatile fringe. So I'm gonna show you guys basically a 5-step cut to cutting a pretty cool fringe in the hair. So, and this is gonna be convertible fringe. We talked about that before. Basically what that means for me is that it can go both ways. It's gonna be longest in the center. So I want the center to live right around the nose area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the hair over. Let me make sure I'm in focus. There we go. That's pretty good. All right. Hey. Oh. All right. So I comb it over. Can't see your guys' comments. Let me check it real quick. All right. Love my carving comb. Melinda, cool. The head's not straight. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, Melissa, that's a great question. I'm going to answer that as soon as I'm done with this fringe, okay? So I comb everything over, convertible fringe. What I want is the length to kind of hit the nose. So I bring it over here. I'm eyeballing where it's going to fall. So I basically picture if this swung over, where's it going to hit? Is it going to hit her in the nose? That's where I really want to start. So I take the 50% carving side and I start working the line in like that, because I want this to be nice and light, right? Then once it's nice and light, then I'll go in with the 100% and I'll cut through. So that's one side. So that would give you a side fringe, and I could clean that up a little bit, but I'm gonna go back the other way. But that'll give you a side fringe for one way, right? But we want this to be a convertible fringe. We want her to be able to wear it either way. So what I'm gonna do is now bring everything over to me on the opposite side here. And I'm gonna do 50%, couple, and then 100% through. So that allows, bring this in. So that allows a fringe that's nice and light to live either way, or really in the center if it wanted to as well. So I'll style it and you guys can see it. So I want to blow it dry because I want to cut into this area, and we need to get this looking a little less Karen-ish, because YouTube doesn't like Karen for some reason. So I want to do that as quick as possible, and then we'll start everything else. So you guys like this part because the OG's in the room, because this is going to be the part where we blow dry, turn the music up a little bit. You guys get to do a little dancing if you want. I can't see you, so you do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I'm going to use Moroccan oil. They sent me some great products. So this is the volumizing mousse. I want to add a little bit of that to the hair. Very cool. I'm going to add this in. I always like to add a base product, even to short hair, because you got to have a little control of the hair first. So as I'm blowing it dry, even with guys, like adding a little bit of gel or something to the hair for the blow drying portion. And then when you go in to do the styling portion, you can use something a little more textured or whatever you want that finished look to be. But to start, I always like to have something as a base. All right, super cool. Who's freaked out? Type freaked out in the chat if you're nervous about this cut. It's always my favorite. I think a lot of people get nervous too quick because education, the education isn't there. When you understand where you're going with something, you don't have to have it looking perfect yet, because you know everything has a purpose on it. So let's see here. All right. Not nervous. Awesome. All right, you guys are all good. All OGs in here. All right, here we go. We're gonna go. I'm going here. This music, happy, good vibes. All right, I'm gonna blow it dry.
push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now.
Nailed it. Perfect timing. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, might need to cut bangs. That's right. That's right. All right, so I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit, and then we'll be ready to roll. Let's see. There we go. So the razor comb detail, so it's called the carving comb, guys. You can get it on shopfse.com. That's our website. Any of the tools I'm using, ergo brushes, clips, pride comb, tons of stuff, scissors. We just started offering scissors, payment plans for scissors. Sorry, that was tough to get out. I don't know why. So, all right, I'm gonna keep smoothing this, and then we'll be ready to do some dry cutting and finish this look off. I'm sure you guys are excited to see what it's gonna look like. Super exciting. Let's see. Huh. You know what helps? When your iron is plugged in. Yep. All right. All right. 0 degrees doesn't iron very well. I love seeing all of you guys chatting, by the way. It's really cool to see you guys, building friendships. I almost feel obligated to be on here every day so you guys can catch up with each other. It's kind of cool. All right. Also, huge update coming on FSE Now app. So actually what I want to do is, as I iron this, I'm going to play the promo, but just so you know, this promo is from day 1 of the app, and there's about to be, it just got approved in the App Store. So within the by the end of today, probably, there'll be an update where you can now follow stylists. There's also a discovery mode to discover people's work. Your work, you can show multiple pictures in one post, which is pretty cool. And also, what's the other thing? Oh, and your work fills the page on the news feed now on FSE Now. So you'll be able to see that coming up. I'll demo it tomorrow for you guys live when it's up, because I don't have it yet either, but be ready because it's coming. I'm going to play the promo real quick, and then I'm going to come back and we'll finish this cutting. Let's see. Here it is. Coming up real quick. It'll be up today. You can download it now, but you might not have the latest update.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now.
Originally, and I'll just talk to you guys about it as I'm ironing, but originally I wanted to, I didn't want to have the ability to follow other stylists because I didn't want it to be about getting followers. But what I found is some of my favorite people, I didn't really see their stuff as much. And there's certain people that you're going to like their work more than others. So I wanted the ability for you guys to kind of customize your feed so it fits you. All right, here we go. Almost there, guys. This is a quick ironing job here. Camera's far. I know. Here, I'll go to this one. I was going to talk to you guys more, but there we go. There you go.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now.
Tracy, let me know if that gets better then. It shouldn't be fuzzy.
Push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Push over limits with
So I don't know if you guys are asking if I have a salon. I do have a salon in New Hope, PA. You could be talking to each other, but oh my gosh. Microphone fell off. All right. I'm coming. Oh. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. There we go. He's got a case of the Mondays. Still a little fuzzy, huh? Not seeing it fuzzy on my end. Is anybody else seeing it fuzzy? Let me know. Could be somebody's quality settings, I don't know, but let me know if it's fuzzy on your end. And the cool thing about how I'm doing the classes now moving forward is that, like I said at the beginning, I'm recording all this footage. That's why I'm doing a lot more close-up shots too, because then I'm going to re-edit it into a tutorial, put it on the app first, and then I'll put it on YouTube as well. Probably Facebook too. We'll spread it out. All right, cool. So most people are saying it's clear. So Tracy, I would say check your quality settings or your if it's in 1080p or 720. See if maybe you've got it in a lower quality setting, or if you're on Wi-Fi, or if you're in cellular mode. That can play a big role in that too. All right. Almost there, guys. Almost there. I know this is the most fun part. Maybe it is for some of you. I love the person that's probably just tuning in now and they're seeing this weird looking haircut. It's my favorite. Stay with me. All right. That's good for now, and then we're going to do some more cutting, and then I'll probably iron a little bit more. Cool. Color is beautiful. Thanks. I think, Lynn, this is one that we did at on our classes here. Trying to repurpose some of these ladies. All right, so I'm going to do some point cutting first. Cool. That's true. So who said that? Wait, who said this? It's funny. Oh, it's Kristen, of course. She's like, it doesn't look terrible from this angle because you can't see the back. It's like instant Karen. There. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do a little bit of point cutting through the top. I just want to start lightening the shape, lightening up the shape, right? So a little bit of point cutting, bring things together a little bit, soften things here, a little pop of texture. So I'm just taking these sections across, elevating the hair up, plus I actually want to take a little bit of this weight off. I'm changing my mind a little bit here. So I brought everything in, so it over directed a little bit, the side. But now I'm just kind of evening up the top a little bit. You can see those layers popping through. Now I want to do the same thing on the sides. So actually, let me go top angle here. So I'm going to go take the side and elevate it up like this. And I'm just going to cut in to that. Now I still want this to be short to long, okay? So as I'm cutting through, short to longer is the goal. But you can just take out some of that weight and soften it because I'm elevating it up and away. So it's up and away, and that takes out all the weight. Anything that's hanging over super heavy. And I'm just going to keep working my way down the side. So section down the side and elevate it straight up in the air and remove some more weight with some point cutting. Oh, cool. Everything up. I'm even bringing that disconnection in. Sometimes you'll have hair to cut out of that, but sometimes you won't. And today I don't really, but just still elevating it up, making sure. All right, same thing over here. Horizontal parting. Elevating up. You can see how blunt that line is. So if I just go in and take out some of the density in that line, it falls nice and soft. So you can see it's starting to break up. There we go. Again, horizontal, elevate up. Not much else going in this. We'll go back to the front. Okay, so now I'm going to do some slide cutting to connect some of this disconnect. So just taking my scissor sliding in right into it and really removing length. And this is where you guys will start to see it really come to life. Sliding the scissor through. And I do want to keep some of that disconnect, so I don't want it to be like fully removed. Oh, of course. That's hilarious. All right, I'm going to do it on the other side too. Hopefully you guys saw some of that. I just looked over and the camera was black, of course. So now you can see you got a little bit asymmetrical feel going on. I know, guys. All right, so we're gonna do it on this side too. Let me zoom in real close so you guys can see it happen. I know, guys. Monday. All right, here we go. You guys are all back with me. So I'm sliding through. Actually, instead of sliding freestyle like that, I want to have a little bit of pinch cutting. So I pinch it in my hands and I just work through the hair like that. Thanks, guys. I wish you guys could have like a siren when that happens, so I just know. So just slide cutting. So we're getting there. Let's see, back out a little bit. So that's taken some of that disconnection off. Now I'm gonna do more point cutting, more shaping, more work with the fringe to really finalize this. All right, so here, I'll lift it up a little bit. And just in areas where I feel it's a little dense, just do a little softening, add a little more texture. Same thing in these sides. Really soften those through. You guys will start to see why I'm kind of, it's like a shag pixie. Short hair, shaggy, textured. So I'm just taking vertical sections, combing them out. Same thing. So I can take a little wider tooth comb. This is the 338 comb from YS Park. Again, it's on our website. But what I like to do is with a wider tooth, especially on dry hair, is I can kind of like lift the hair the way that I cut it, but just dust through. And it doesn't get all tangled up. So if I'm just trying to refine a little bit, I can use a comb like this, pick up the hair, push it into the comb a bit, and then just dust. Push it into the comb a little bit, dust the edges. It'll just soften everything up. Go through, a little point cutting, define the outer edge a little bit. I can do kind of a similar thing over here. There we go. I'll lift the hair up, tap it into the comb, dust. see the back here. So you can see all that movement. Now look at how the weight shifts. It gets a little bit heavier right here. That's from elevating up, dropping, shifting my finger angle, right? So that creates that little extra edge of weight, which I love when you look at it from the side profile. It gets heavier and it comes in and then dives down into heaviness, right? Super cool. All right, I'm gonna cut a little bit into the neckline. Let's decide what we want that to look like. Almost there, guys. How are we feeling about it? Yeah, I like it. I like leaving a little edge. All right, cool. So now what I'm going to use is a little dry texture spray from Moroccan Oil here. See that? Been playing with their products for about a week now. I'm really loving the idea behind most of them. They're very like just what they say is what you get. Lightweight on the texture spray. Some texture sprays are super heavy. This one I love. I'm going to cut into the fringe a little bit more too, but let's get the style going. I want to get some texture in there before I cut. So let's see. But like I was saying, it's a light, comes out like a rocket, but it's a light hold, which is fun because you can just keep adding product in there and really build the style up, as opposed to spraying it a couple times and you're like, oh, that wasn't what I wanted it to do. Getting there. That's called Shaggy. She's not driving. What are you talking about? Her fringe, Lynn? Is that what you're talking about? All right, so we're there. Some of these pieces. Cool. Glad you guys like it. Lynn loves it. I'm going to cut her fringe a little more, guys. Just a heads up. Yeah, this is fun. Cool cut. Yep, it's in her eyes. Here we go. Take it away. Now, remember, here's something else I want you guys to think about, because there could be somebody that's not commenting that's reacting in this way, and I want to change your mindset a little bit. This fringe might be in her eyes. It might have that appearance, right? But if you think about it, you don't have to cut that fringe. We did this triangle section on the top. You could literally just do a nice short side fringe if you wanted to. You could do no fringe. You could do anything with that triangle that you want. We decided to do this kind of longer across the forehead. Oh, hang on. Across the forehead fringe. My battery's died, so 1 second, guys. Change them real quick. This is definitely a Monday. 1 sec. Okay, coming back. I can talk to you, I just can't hear you because my headphones are dead. Shelby, would this work well with my medium thin hair? Yeah, for sure. This is a great cut. Like I was saying before, like maybe not super thick hair, but I can hear now. Maybe not super thick hair, but for medium to like medium thick to medium fine, I would say that's probably the best hair type for it. All right. Dolls, thanks so much. All right, so I'm going to go through, soften, cut into, open up her eye a little bit here. I'd really dig this cut. Probably what I'll do this week too, I'll show a block color technique on this cut. Should be pretty fun. All right, we got Rock and Oil Strong Finishing Spray right here. There you go. So I'm gonna use that to get the fringe out of her eyes a little bit and just finalize the style. So I lift the fringe up, I kind of create that curve in my hand so I don't get the spray in her eyes. All right, what do we think? Cool, cool. All right, let me give it a spin. So see that shape that we built up? All of that playing with the head shape as we came up around it, and then it just cuts in nice and clean there. See the back, stacks up nice. Just a really cool short haircut, in my opinion. And also on curly hair, this would look really good too. It would just kind of scrunch up. You could scrunch it up. It could have a little curl kind of movement. That's one of the greatest things about this cut on curly hair is that you have that extra length to play around with. Sometimes when you cut curly hair too short, it just kind of freaks out and gets shrinks up too much. Nice. Shrinks up too much. And then you just have this kind of ball on your head right here. This gives you extra length and movement and shape because of that squared off corner that we created in the back to really make this haircut sing. All right, Rhonda, I did show the back, but I'll show it again. So you can see all through it, tons of texture, tons of movement, fun short cut. Also, if you like the front of this cut, but you wish the back was a little bit longer, you could do that too. This could be literally a bob connected into that. I would do it exactly the same. I would just cut the back different from the back down. But think about that. So if you like this as a shortcut, maybe your client wants this kind of look, but they don't want the back short, then don't cut the back short. Just cut it as a bob with some texture and you'd be good. All right, sweet. Charlie, welcome. Let's see. All right, cool. Let me see if I can pop back over here. Talk to you guys for a second before I go. Rhonda, seriously? Do you see the back again? I think I probably showed it. You're just now seeing that I did that. All right. And if you didn't, just know that you can always watch this back. And also it will be available as a tutorial coming up probably in the next 2 days. Because that'll be my goal is tonight I'm going to edit this video down, cut it down to a quicker video, and then voice it over probably tomorrow, and then it'll be out. But make sure you guys download the FSE Now app. I don't think I have a thing for that. FSE Now is our app. Let me see. I'll show you what it looks like. Here is, I have the demo version right now because we got the new. So actually I can show you guys what the demo. So the new Discover page, these aren't hair pictures, but this is what it will look like. So, because we were doing tests, but when you click on something, you can literally click now and swipe through other photos. Pretty cool, right? So now you guys can put your before and afters on there, which I'm really excited about. I know you guys wanted that feature, so that's exciting. But also notice that the pictures fill the page now, as opposed to them being a tiny square within the page, which drove me nuts, probably not you guys. So, cool. Let's see. I will check the status of t-shirts. Why don't you send me an email, matt@freesaloneducation.com. I'll reach out to them. I know that they had pandemic things. They were in the t-shirt companies in California. So let me check on that, because you should have had it by now. Because I know somebody else that ordered got their shirts. And Lynn, did you get yours yet? I'm guessing not, because you said ask again. So Lynn, if you didn't get yours either, email me. Let me reach out to them and figure out what's going on. Both carving combs are the same, except for the comb. So you've got the wide tooth and you have fine tooth. So that's the difference. So you can see just the wideness in the teeth. Yeah, Lynn, so just send me an email and we'll figure it out. Thanks, Shelby. Appreciate that. Let's see. All right. I love how Jess puts a Q to comment. It's my favorite. All right. Thanks for what you said about cutting, how we should focus on creative side. It doesn't always have to be symmetrical or even because of our faces, etc. Totally true. Cool. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the class today. I really enjoyed being back doing this with you guys. What do you want to see tomorrow? And let's see. My email is matt@freesaloneducation.com. matt@freesaloneducation.com. Thank you so much for ordering shirts, by the way. I really appreciate that. That kind of means a lot, because it's one thing to order a comb because we need combs and all that. You don't need shirts, but it's cool that you want to represent the show. Woke up this way, shirts and all of that stuff. It's cool. Every time I see one of those orders, it makes me happy. Let's see. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. That's the plan. It's always the plan. This show's live every day. If you're not on the text thread, make sure you text me 215-608-2612. Just say hi. That'll get you on, so I get your information. It comes straight to my phone. And then anytime I go live, I send a text out right before it happens with the link so you guys can join us, because Facebook and YouTube and all that, they don't always tell you. The only way you'll know if you're on Facebook and YouTube is if you hit that notification button. On Facebook, it probably is saying it right now. Like, do you want to be notified when they go live? Just hit yes. On YouTube, hit that bell option on there, and that will also send you notifications as soon as I go live as well. Color demo, cool. I'm going to do a color demos this week. I haven't done color in a while, so I'd like to do that. What I want to do, I'm always late. I know. That's why I don't charge for this stuff. If I charged, I couldn't be late, and I'm always late. So I'm free, but I don't know what time. Just kidding. All right. Let's see. Do I have Twitter? Yeah. So I think Matt Beck Official on Twitter, and also Salon Education on Twitter. It's just Salon Education, not Free Salon Education. It's too long. Cool. All right, guys. Tomorrow, we'll try to do some hair color. If not, it will be hair color on Wednesday, and I'll do cutting tomorrow. We'll see. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed the class. Hope you guys have an awesome day. What do we say at the end of this class before we go? It's going to be a great day. Appreciate you guys. Can't wait to hang with you again. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. Let me show you the way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. Let me show you.